Brutal heat in the city, guys. Brutal. I went to pick up some limes so I can make some margaritas in the house this evening. A couple of extra groceries. Now I'm on my way back. I'm gonna go sit in the piazza for a minute, have a nice coffee, and a smoke. So I figured I'd come on live. Look how ugly that building is. That's my bank. That's where all the watches are, downstairs, underground. It's pretty impressive down there. I'll tell you something, Mike. That is fucking impressive, that place. Fucking futuristic. Oh yeah. Doable. Don't see why not. Can't believe Marchini is open again. I thought they were closed till the end of August. We're coming up on the hottest day of the year here. It's called Ferragosto. The 15th. Scorcho! Ray. Yes, that's the Spanish weather. Today, Scorcho! Tomorrow, Scorcho! Hey, man. Is everywhere's closed, and everyone who isn't already at the beach goes to the beach. It's a national holiday. No one is expected to work that day. But I have workers in the new place. I've nearly finished the kitchen. I forgot to tell you guys my situation with the kitchen the other night. I'll wait till there's a few more in the room. It's looking good now though, I have to say. I'm remembering all the options I chose. It's been such a fucking long ongoing process. I'm beginning to forget the gorgeous kitchen that I purchased. All of a sudden there's fucking people everywhere. I don't know why. I love the ones who come to a kind of an end of a laneway, a tight laneway, or the exit from the public boats. Ooh. When they just they don't know where they're going, so they just stop. They stop and they look down at their phone. I always say the same thing. I'm like, or you could just stop in front of everyone and block the entire street. That's also an option. Very good. Wake up, people. There's people behind you. And of course, in this heat, everyone's a little extra dumb because it makes you all fuzzy-minded, you know? Jesus. The bewildered masses. It's nice here though, I have to show you this. Watch, after going through all of that, you come out to this. Never gets old. Venice is full of those surprises. You're in little dark alleyways, and then all of a sudden opens out to a panorama. Just sit here at the edge. I'll sit in. Sit here. Ehi, ciao caro. Come andiamo? Bene? Bene. Allora, faccio un cioccolato bello grande però, quelli enormi. Ghiaccio. E una Coca Zero, ghiaccio limone. Grazie caro, è un po' succede. Okay, just so settled. Wristwatch check, whole body check. I'm doing green, look. Green pant, well I have no green shoes on. I have loafers, but it's all khaki green today. And this the Fidel. I'd have my Fidel hat on if it wasn't so bloody hot. It's not gonna stand. Shit. That's annoying. Grazie. I improvised the stand. That's fucking annoying. I knew that would be a problem. I had to improvise the stand because my stand was in my friend's bag and I asked her to take it out. I don't know where she put it. It was a mess of 10,000 objects. Oh. Ciao caro. Buonasera. If I'm looking a little sweaty, it's because I am. Buonasera, caro. Yeah, so do the Fidel. Am I out? The John O'Malley. John O'Malley's old Zippo, his prized possession, reimagined into a cigar jet torch. Rest in peace, Dad. Okay, now I can at least read. Haven't caught alive in a while, says Andrew. Great to see you. Hope all is well. I've been in a few. I did one on Monday that turned into a long one because I ran into James and Matilda. And they took it over actually for a few minutes. Didn't get any work done that night, as some of you predicted. We all went to dinner. It was wonderful, actually, but anyway, I got a lot of work done yesterday. Got my teeth into the Turin video. So I know I've got my heart start on it now. I know what I'm doing. I was all kind of in my head to begin with, so the good news is it seems to be working. Recently had the Nautilus Scott mirrored in my port. Pool South in England belongs to Thierry Stern. Oh, wow. I'm sure you know of, sure. Thierry Stern, sure. How's that for a nice coffee? Look at that thing. I mean, just any breeze would be great. Grazie, caro. But it's been nice keeping things kind of light the past few days. I mean, I had some tequilas last night, but they don't really make me put on weight much. Time to get back into last year's shape for this film festival coming up next month. Oh yeah. Could do with more ice. Ancora del Ghiaccio. Mi porta ancora del Ghiaccio. Ancora ghiaccio. Anyway, pulled 42 lobster pots today. Tutor passed my test. Nice. Oh man.
Non ti serve questo, vero?
No, questi sì. Questi no.
Va bene, però ti faccio così. Aspetta, che sistemo un attimo.
Sì, ma
Perdonami, posso?
adesso mi cade, che sborrami. Non è che ho messo per niente. Lascia tutto, porta via questo e porta via un po' di ghiaccio. Grazie mille, gentilissimo, grazie caro.
Volevo un po' offrire perché...
Sì, perché arrivano.
Sì, così ti...
Ah sì.
No, lui vuole questa cosa. Adesso come fa?
There's a lot of fuss going on. Grazie. I was just about to lock someone. Hey. Haven't come alive in a while. What else are you guys saying? Brass Sippo, the one and only, love it. Yeah, the John O'Malley. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. Wow. I went to a hospital in San Antonio. I was in the big hospital there. I was in a car crash a couple of days earlier in Florida, and we supported Van Halen in the big stadium there, whatever it's called. It was like the Kodak Center or something like that. Walgreens Center or some big brand. And it was our first night with Van Halen, and I wasn't feeling very good after the car crash. A bit of a heart palpitation situation. So Van Halen's paramedics checked me, and then they said, well, it's not severe. You can probably play the gig. Well, you should probably go to the hospital straight after. So I did the gig, barely moved on the stage, The lads were delighted. I got all the notes right. So usually I'm like going a little crazy. And then straight to hospital. And then after they saw me, grazie. Grazie. After they saw me, they sent me home, so to speak. We went back to the venue where the lads were having drinks. I was like, "Get me a whiskey." True story. Somebody complain about the audio? Hello, you're muted now, dude. Your computer can happen. Go out and come back in or something. Restart it. I feel like Caloy's computer's always acting up, isn't it? Or is that someone else? Hello from West Palm Beach, Florida. I played West Palm Beach with Sheryl Crow. We supported Sheryl Crow at the West Palm Beach Summer Fest, what is it called? Or Summer something? Summer Stage? Summer Fest? Something like that. We supported Sheryl Crow. And she was on side stage watching us watch our whole set. She was on my side of the stage, and we finished, and I kind of walked off, and there she is sitting on a one of the cases, one of the flight cases, you know. She's like, "You guys are amazing." I was like, "Oh, thanks." And my brother's a huge Sheryl Crow fan, so it was like a dream for him. He was like, "Oh my god." He's delighted. West Palm Beach, it was nice. Good gig. I still have the video of that somewhere. Nice place down there. Apparently chronic dehydration can cause pulse, spelt on, because otherwise you wouldn't be with us, and he was right. But, and I just put it on like a minute before the crash. It was crazy. Motherfucker. Sorry, we got a pigeon issue here. Sai cosa? Portali via. Sì, meglio ormai sanno tutto. This fucking stand situation is freaking me out. No, you said the doctor said, grazie. The doctor said that he goes, when you're in a crash like that, your body parts are shaken like a cocktail, really quickly, very very suddenly. All your body parts fly around kind of for a second. Like your insides, I mean. And he just said, like, yeah, you've got a bit of a heart thing. But I was fine. Sunfest. Okay, it was Sunfest. Sunfest. Summerfest is the Milwaukee one, right? We did that one a bunch of times as well. Sunfest. So my kitchen situation. I was trying to get someone to assemble it because they did all the delivery, but then they didn't have assembly. During August, nobody works, you know, in Italy. It's impossible to get, any sort of special appointment or I don't know. Like if you want your watch service right now in Italy from an independent watch service guy or from anyone really, they're probably going to tell you, well, the earliest we have is September 1st. August is just like Italy just turns off. Like everyone's like, fuck, it's too hot, forget it, I'm closing, going to the beach. So the first available slot they had for assembly was September. I was like, oh fuck that, no, I need to get a move on here, this is taking forever. So I hired this guy who works for IKEA. He delivered a couch for me a while back, an IKEA one. I wasn't in the mood for assembling it, so I just paid the extra. And he goes, how much did you pay? And I was like, $90. And he goes, yeah, they'll only pay me 30 of that. I was like, really? And I was like, give me your number. If I ever need someone to assemble stuff, I'll just call you directly and I'll give you the cash direct. Like, fuck them. He's like, that would be great. So I thought, who can I get to assemble a kitchen? So I reached out to him. I said, do you know how to assemble kitchens at all? Do you ever have to do that? And he goes, actually, yeah, I do that all the time for different companies and different brands. So he quoted me on it at $1,000, and it was 900 actually. He quoted me, and I said fine. So then he came and he started the job, big job, and he goes, "Is it okay if I ask for like half? I'll be finished this in a few days." And I said sure. So I gave him $450. And then the next day he texts me and he goes, hey, is there any way I can get the rest of the payment? I'll definitely finish that on Monday. I said, dude, don't ask me for the rest of the payment before the job is finished. And he goes, I'm in a really tough spot. There hasn't been much work lately and blah, blah, blah. And I said, all right, well, listen, I'll bank wire you a little money just because you've asked and I want to be nice. So I did. Then he says, I'll be there on Saturday. He comes over another day to do more work. And then he goes, I'll come along Saturday. Probably be finished Saturday evening. I was like, I don't think so. It looks like a lot more work to do, but okay. You're the expert. I'm not. So Saturday rolls along and he goes, oh listen, I have my daughters for the day. I guess he's divorced or something, I don't know. And I'm actually kind of really broke. Is there any way you can send me the rest of the payment? I was like, dude, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you a little and I'll give you an extra 100 on top of the night. I'll give you $1,000 in total. I just don't want to, you're putting me in an awkward position here asking me to do this shit. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I was like, oh, this is getting fucking weird now. But I also didn't want him to go, oh, fuck you, and just not come and finish the job. So I said, I'll wire you $100. How about that? So I did. And he's like, grazie col cuore. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, All right. He goes, I'll see you on Monday. I can't do today because I have my daughters for the day, but, I'm bringing them for ice cream or whatever. I'm like, all right. And I'll come Monday. I was like, fine. Monday rolls along and he goes, hey, I've injured myself. I'll be out of action for about 10 days. I'll see if I can get in contact with a colleague of my friend who can finish the job. I'm like, oh. And I don't want to be a dick, you know. I'm like, oh, I hope it's nothing heavy. I hope you're all right. Let me know about your colleague. And when I wrote back that message, it didn't go through. I'm talking to him on WhatsApp. It didn't go through. The message didn't go through on WhatsApp. I'm like, did he just fucking block me on WhatsApp? So then I spoke to my friend who lives nearby, and I said, hey, do me a favor. I said, first of all, is this a typical thing that happens in Italy? And he goes, yep, that's why you don't pay a dime until the job is finished. I'm like, all right, lesson learned. I'm from Ireland where people are actually fucking nice to each other, but yeah, I suppose I'm learning. And he goes, give me the number, I'll text the guy and pretend I'm someone else who's, heard about him and needs some work done on my house, see if I can. So he did, and the message went through, because I was afraid maybe the guy was really seriously hurt or lost his phone. But the message went through, and my messages didn't, so he did block me. Anyway, so he just walked with my money. He did like 20% of the work and walked with most of the payment. Piece of shit. So anyway, I got a new guy, and he's really good, and he's a sweetheart, and he's fucking fantastic, and he hasn't asked me for a single dime yet, which I think is professional. He was told a story by my friend who got me in contact with him. He said, hey, can you help my friend out? He just got ripped off by some motherfucker from Mestre or whatever the shithole he's from. And he's been fantastic. And he's practically finished. I think he'll probably be finished tomorrow. But he talked to me about that. He was like, so this guy ripped you off. Can we get him? Can we like book him for another job or something nearby and fucking nab the prick? So I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ready for that. He was like, no, a guy like that needs his fucking legs broken. I'm like, yeah, he does. So there's my kitchen story so far. The plot thickens. Scammer, yes. Yeah, the guy was just a chancer. I want to wait till I get everything finished, and then I'll look back at that issue and see if I want to revisit it and call up some hardcore friends from Vicenza, some skinheads I know. Anyway, lesson learned. Don't fucking pay a dime, or pay a small amount at the start if you need, just to reserve their services, but don't, if you're getting anything like that done in Italy, wait till the job is complete before you reach into your pocket. Okay? King of laundry. It's 117 degrees in Arizona today. Stop crying. Yeah, but it's a dry heat. You get a dry heat in Arizona. We don't have a dry heat here. Yeah, I've been through Nevada and Arizona during the brutal heat, yeah. Well, you guys have Death Valley nearby there, right? place is crazy. A white heat. From experience, it's Jason. From experience, it's best to use trades that are recommended by friends. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'll get the prick eventually. But for now, I need to focus on getting the fucking job finished and moving ahead with this whole thing. It's looking good though. It's kind of taking form now. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot all this great shit that I paid for. Looking nice. Ain't too bad in Arizona. Lived in Glendale for many years, so Seven Rivers. Mega Seamaster GMT says, who's this? Who's this green dawn dimmer? Greetings from Charlotte. Oh, the Great White. The Great White GMT. Yeah, I know that one. I had one of those GMTs. It wasn't a white one. It was black. It had it was very kind of roulette wheel looking or something. It was a little thicker. No helium escape valve. It was a nice watch. Hidden clasp. I had one of those a few years ago. King of laundry. I have a few houses in Cave Creek, Arizona. Could you please explain who James is? Oh, James from the other day. He is my good friend here. My good drinking buddy. He's an archaeologist and historian, and he lives here in Venice. 17 years. And I only have him on every now and then because I'm doing a live and he shows up, or we're out and we do a live together. And he's a pretty interesting guy. Like, he's always got some interesting things to say, especially about history and architecture, and he knows a lot of stuff about World War One and World War Two, and he knows a lot of stuff about the British military, the RAF and stuff like that. It's a wealth of knowledge. And he's really funny. And we're good mates. He's a fucking good drinker. What's wrong with the brightness? Let me just check something. Screen went down. Must be protecting itself from overheating or something. Midas. Ushin, I want that exact AP Royal Oak offshore. How much should I pay for it? I don't know what currency you're talking about. In euros, they are, I believe they're 31 from AP, But on the market, they're a little less. They're like 27, 28 on the market. Do the converting. I don't know what currency you use. Remember, the dollar is quite weak right now. Has been weak for a while. Yeah, it's a good watch. It was the first AP I was actually allocated from the boutique here before it closed. I was going to go buy them in Milan last week, but my girl there, who takes care of me, was not. She was on holidays. So she's like, "Do you want me to set you up an appointment?" And I said, "Nah, if you're not there, what's the point? I'll wait till you're back and I'll pop in and have a drink and chat." She used to be here. She used to be in the boutique here. I was talking to Chiara Nardo. She's in great form. And she sold a couple of the black Italianos on the strength of the one that I had on the wrist the other night, which I still have in the house. This is a really, really good looking black watch. DLC. So she was delighted. And we agreed. It was one guy reached out to me, one of the guys who bought one. I think it's his second Chiara watch, CN watch, CN Orology. And he was like, "Have you ever done an interview with her?" And I was like, "Well, I was supposed to go back through Milan on my way back from Turin and do an interview with her. But I had to race back because of kitchen problems. So I went through Bologna instead. So it didn't happen. But I want to do one with her. So we'll either do it on live on the, from the studio and from her showroom, or I'll just go back to Milan and we'll do it in person, probably from her showroom, and look at all the various models or something. So we agreed to that last night. Do a Leonardo special. Very exciting. Does my place have AC? The new place does. The current one only has the floor stander, in the bedroom. I'm not obsessed with AC, and I know I'm talking about how hot it is here, but I actually don't have a problem with the heat much. I can sit in 40-degree heat and smoke a cigar. I'll say, "Whoa, it's hot," but that's about it. I won't. Some people really suffer it. I think I get it from my mom. My mom will sit in the heat, no problem. She loves a hot day. She'll just sit right there, smoke a cigarette, have a cup of tea, doesn't care. And I also, AC is great, but it's also, I like when the summer comes around and I sweat a little. I don't mind jumping in the shower a couple of times a day. I actually quite like it. I lose weight when when I'm in the heat. You're sitting in the AC all day, you've got the same appetite as you would have in the winter. You're just, eating food. Whereas when you're kind of sitting in a hot day, your appetite is lower. What's happening to my phone? and you find yourself not eating as much food, which for a guy of my age is a very good thing because you drop a few pounds and you start getting your bloody jawline back and all of that. But yeah, in the bedroom you need it, you know. But I know some people who absolutely like will not survive without AC, you know. I don't like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of being dependent on AC. You know, it seems very modern synthetic to me. I'm somewhere between. I'm halfway. I'm not as bad as the French who refuse to use AC half the time, and I'm also not as bad as the New Yorkers who basically live in ice boxes all through the summer. Somewhere between the two. But you do have to wash a lot of clothes because you know. Andy Lona, between the Pope and air conditioning, I choose air conditioning. That's Woody Allen. Great. Seven Rivers Dam. Didn't know there was an AD in Costa Mesa. I'm out in Palm Springs. Costa Mesa is definitely going to have a Rolex AD? Or are you talking about this AP? Costa Mesa is a very wealthy area. I spent a lot of time in Costa Mesa. There's a Dainese store there. I built their computer network. So they used to fly me out 3 times a year to upgrade things and maintain the system and sync it with Italy and all of that. And Costa Mesa has a very famous movie theater where they do screenings for the movie studios. It's kind of close enough to LA to be LA, but not close enough to be stuck in traffic all day or, deal with the crowds and so on. So a lot of producers and actors and so on kind of hang around in Costa Mesa area. There's a bit of money there. Yeah, we used to go down to the water there, Shark Bar, I think it was called. Shark Pub or Shark Bar or whatever. Sharkies, something like that. Full of blondes with the tank top ordering Jack and Coke. What am I drinking tonight? I'm just having this is a coffee, iced coffee, and then this is a Coke. I'm not having booze. John Anderson, read my comment above. I would rather pay double on a grey market for a sub I want than to buy from a Costa Mesa AD. Horrible experience. I have a friend from Scotland. He wrote to me the other day. He was like, I just wandered into a Rolex the other day to the AD, have a chat with them, and he has a bit of a spend history, and they didn't offer him much in spite of that. And he was like, never again. I'm done with Rolex. Fuck them. Rolex continue to be popular, guys. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Everyone out there wants a Rollie. But the AP thing has gotten harder now. I mean, it was already hard before with the boutiques, especially if you want a Royal Oak. But now it's AP House. You have to make an appointment and they check you in, kind of thing. It's like going into a hotel or something. They bring you up to one of the floors. They vet you. It's like a whole. It's like a whole thing. It's better than a Rolex. It's a Tudor, says Ray Ray. Yeah, Tudor. Go and buy a Tudor. Yeah, it's a good watch. I should show it to you. It's got an open back. In fact, I can really show you the open back up close because I can take the strap off. Watch. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. One AP watch head. And case back, open case back. Crazy, right? This is a really easy watch to put in the safety deposit box. I just take it off the strap. I leave the strap in the house. Who cares? And I put this into a little nice little sleeve, Tiffany sleeve that I have for a silver money clip. I just slide it in because the safety deposit box gets pretty packed sometimes. So you have to make do with all the room you can. I used to have two, one in each bank. I had two banks. I used to keep, because that's when the collection was outrageously huge. But I've slimmed down considerably on the collection, so I don't need to do that anymore. When you're putting these things back on, just double check, because it might click on one side but doesn't click on the other, or you might put it on the wrist, it might fall off. So just double check that it's firm. Perfect for this weather as well with the rubber, Classic car nut. What's the approx value of the nice watch? What's the temperature there? The value, if you want this from AP, it's around 30 in euros, 31. But they recently have softened slightly the offshores on the market, so I mean, if you want one from Japan, I'm sure you can get one less, but you're going to pay all that import duty and all of that. I think they're around 27, 28 in, new condition and all that. This one came with the 2-year insurance thing that AP have. Like if your watch is stolen or you lose it or something, you can claim. And they'll give you either a replacement watch or the money or whatever. But it was only a 2-year thing, and it's been about 2 years now, so that's expired by now. But it's kind of peace of mind, for the first 2 years if the thing got stolen somehow. Of course, the next question is, would it be, could you trick the system? I don't think anyone who buys AP watches is interested in doing anything stupid like that. Sorry guys, we have a pigeon issue. Hai le pistole di acqua, no? Sorry guys, we have a pigeon issue here. A pigeon just flew on the table and whacked the thing over, and I don't have my stand for this fucking thing. It all over. Pigeons are getting antsy here. I'm not going to use this, turn it off. Oh boy. Grazie. There, I just put the thing down on the table. Shit hawks, yeah. Our pigeons are fucking terrible, disgrace. Flying rats. Between the pigeons and the seagulls, man. Fucking hell. Awful. But they gave me this, look. Water pistol. I don't know if there's a safety on. Oh, it's that. Not really working. Oh well. Anyhow. A lot of people in the square. You want to have a look at the square? Lots of people walking around. People over there playing with the pigeons and feeding them. Oh my god, it's a special place in hell for those people. Like they never saw a pigeon before in their life. Really want those things crawling on your arm? Ugh. Gross. Flying rats, yes. They could grab your watch and fly away. Well, not a pigeon, but a seagull. Seagull could do it. It was funny because I caught it on camera. I was out filming, it was a couple of months ago, at least, for that Zero West video. And there was a guy who proposed to his girlfriend, or, yeah, his fiance. He proposed to her and, you know, got on his knees and opened the box and so on. A seagull came right down and grabbed the box. He was chasing the thing around with his ring in it. I'm like, oh no! And the seagull just planted himself like 50 feet away and started poking at the box, thinking there was food inside. But there wasn't. There was a bloody ring. I was like, oh my god, if that seagull picks it up and just flies over the water and drops it, I hope it floats. I hope we can hire a boat and go out and recover it. A salt gun would be nice, actually. Yeah, a salt gun would be great. Who said that, Pinge? They used to be domesticated, Lord of Lech. I know. David Simons. I was mugged in Venice by a seagull. I saved my croissants, but he stole my dignity. They're a nuisance. I guess you learn to live in it. They're brass balls, though, I have to say. Yeah, they don't like the water pistols. That's what a lot of places here give you water pistol. Like you sit at your table and they bring you your drink and a water pistol. And you're like, oh, thanks. They taste really good, though, do they? Yeah, it was a funny story about the guy. I should have actually approached them and said, "Hey, I've got that whole thing documented on," because they got it back eventually. You know what someone did? Someone intervened. Someone was very clever. They reached into their bag and they had a piece of bread or a croissant or something, and they threw it kind of in the direction of the seagull, but 10 feet away from him. And of course, he left the box and ran for that. And that's when the guy ran over and grabbed his box with the ring in it. I should have approached them. I don't know who they are. It was stupid of me. I should have approached them and said, "Hey, I've got that whole thing on camera if you want to just give me your email and I'll edit it and throw it and send it over to you." A little bit of talent walking around, which is nice. Always a nice view. Interesting couples. There's the cops. Anyway. You should post the clip. Yes, I will. I will, Nick. I've just got to get around to that footage. Yeah, maybe I'll pull that up tonight and quickly throw it together and stick it on Instagram so you guys can have a laugh. Favorite independent watch strap manufacturer? Well, I love the stuff that Michael Knapp does. Kind of does bespoke stuff. Michael Knapp in KNAPP in Florida. I have a couple of those that he made me. Very nice. They're bespoke, though, you know. And I suppose Rubber Bee are good, right? And Horace and who else? Somebody sent me a box of straps. WIS straps, was it? Or something? They sent me a big bunch of them, but I never... I was going to make a video for them or something, but then... it didn't happen. I don't know why. I can't remember. Michael Knapp straps are great, but he kind of got very popular a few years ago, and then he apparently was backed up on orders because he hand makes them. I think some of my favorite straps ever are the Zero S straps because they make them in house. They were looking for a third-party strap maker for their watches, but they couldn't find one they liked. And Graham, who's a effing genius, just decided to get in and learn how to make them himself. It took him about a year to master his craft on them. Very focused individual. And those straps are incredible. I think they might sell them separately, I'm not sure. But they're going to be pretty big because those watches are kind of big, you know. Florida Lake, I got one from Theo and Harris. Quite like it. Yeah. Evening all. Upvoted. Thank you, GQ. Seven Rivers Aaron for combat straps. Totally worth the money. Wow. There was those ones as well. What were they called? God. They sent me some nice, interesting straps. It was an odd name, really weird name. It'll come to me. Sorry, guys, blanking on that one. Oh man, why can't I remember the name of those straps? I'm sure he could use a plug. I'll put it on Instagram later. Fuck. Yeah. I remember Adrian Barker sent me a few of his straps. They were nice, but they were NATO's, you know. It was a nice one though. It's like silver, very smooth. That was decent. For a NATO. He loves a NATO, you know. Bark and Jack, yeah. The Bark and Jack straps weren't bad. Pretty decent. And not too pricey. I have a lovely Irish NATO, orange and green and white. I got from Nomadic Peter. I was talking to him yesterday. Actually, he's in great form. He's coming over. We're gonna go to see some rugby. He's coming over for some rugby match in a while. So he's like, I'll get an extra ticket and have a few beers and watch the match. Fantastic. He's in great form. I wonder, did that guy the other day from the live stream who was looking at watches around the grand, did he go into Weir and Son in Dublin and try out the Nomadics? Be curious to know. Power Core, turn down the Rolex Root Beer two-tone. What would you do from the local AD? Well, that one's around the same or similar price on the grey as it is from the AD, right? I mean, unless you found one considerably cheaper on the grey market, or do you just not like the watch, where you offered it and you're like, it's not what I was looking for. I love that watch. I love the root beer. sometimes it's worth paying. Like even if you can find it for like $500 less on the grey, might be worth just getting it from the AD because you'll increase your spend history with them, and it's a brand new watch and it's yours. No one else ever wore it, and sometimes there is incentive. I think if you're getting a solid gold sub or solid gold rupee, you're better off going for the gray, going to the grey market because you're going to save probably about 10 grand. So in that case, then it's like, eh. But some of these pieces are around the same on the grey market, and you're kind of like, eh, just get it. If you're offered it from the AD, just get it from the AD. You get a nice AD experience. That might give you some extra swag. You might get a Rolex umbrella or something out of it. You know? Dun-dun-dun. Brad Crozier, what are your plans for your birthday? I don't have any plans right now. I've got too much going on. Too much shit with the house, the new place, and too many videos to finish. I can't think about my birthday. I'm getting old anyway. Who gives a shit about your birthday when you get old? I mean, the big ones, the 5-0 and the 4-0 and all are worth kicking up dust over, but yeah, I don't really care. I'll buy a nice bottle of wine. Could be arsed with birthdays anymore. I'll do a live stream. How about that? Posso chiedere un select? Grazie. Grazie mille. It's half past the monkey's ass. One select. One select will fix me for the evening. Get settled in for the evening. I've got a shitload of macro shots to do tonight. I guess I'll put on a movie or something. I'll squeeze a bunch of limes and make my margarita mix. Sip away on some iced margaritas. And do all the macro shots. It's very laborious work. Am I attending Vicenza Oro Jewelry Boutique Show? No, that's on during the... maybe I will now that you reminded me of it. It's during the cinema fest here, and I spent a lot of time at that. But it's just across the way. It's over in San Giorgio. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Maybe I will attend it. I'll see if I know one of the brands at it or something. See if I can get an invite. See if Venezianica want me there. That'd be hilarious. Ugh. Margaritas on your birthday sounds great, and a Toscano. Yeah, that'll do. Paracore It was out of the blue and I wasn't 100%. Yeah, well, it's a lot of money to spend out of the blue, isn't it? That's the problem with getting allocated a piece. Sometimes it just happens when you're not really in the market and you're like, do I have a spare, what is it, 18 grand for those things? Ah, that's it. You know, you're like, you're put on the spot, aren't you? Or those horrible situations where you've saved all the money, I have the money ready for a piece, and you're just not getting the call, and you eventually give up and you buy something else or you buy on the grey, and then you get the call, right? And you're like, oh, for God's sake. Remember that happened with the Sea Dweller years ago, and I wound up with two. I gave in, and then like 3 days later, I got the call. I was like, damn. Cheers. Nothing like a nice cold spritz. Cool you down. Am I running out of butane? Hope not. Albert, thanks for all the life lessons. Although, really like your old travel videos, like the one on Lisboa, Bonacera. Well, I'm currently working on one of those travel videos. So there's good news. I'd love to have it ready in a week or two. Just back from Turin, man. Breguet in Turin. Yeah, but people love those vids. They're hard to make and they're costly and time consuming. They're worth it, but they're sometimes it's just easier to do something simpler, you know. Sit in the studio and just talk about Rolex. Get more views anyway. Make Veneziano go change their name again, Sharon. Oh, those guys are litigious. We already know that. Sounds like the Mos Eisley Cantina band. They're playing it. It's Jonathan. Yeah, it's the bloody clarinet. Can I upvote for more political vids? Asking for a friend, Josh. Well, I don't make political videos. I sometimes do a live stream and I talk about current affairs and I have guests on to talk about them. Now, some woman got massacred for her ice cream. Seagulls are going absolutely crazy. She lost her ice cream. It's actually quite stressful because it happens out of nowhere and they just all of a sudden you're being attacked, you know, from the sky. But yes, if you're ever here, if you want to eat an ice cream or sandwich, get in under the arches. That might not even save you. Some of them see you inside the arches and they take their chances. But don't walk across the piazza, the open space, with anything in your hand because you'll lose it. Doesn't happen at night. They can't see as well at night, so they don't take the chance. Yeah, I mean, political vids. I don't. Yeah, I don't do. I've never made a political video. I just do a live stream and talk about current affairs, talk about watches, talk about funny stories, and also current stuff that's in the news or whatever. It's heating up in the States. I noticed there was some clip going around Instagram and TikTok today of some guy, some American, I think right wing kind of commentator, who had some Israeli soldier on, and he basically fucking nearly jumped across the table to beat him up. He was like, "You're admitting that you killed children, you fucking monster. You're a child killer." And the guy's just laughing. He's like, "Get the fuck out of my studio." It's all over the place. If you have an Instagram account, you'll see it. And then he goes out. He follows him out to the parking lot, and there's a fight. He's just so incensed by this guy. He's like, you admitted you bombed schools and killed kids, and what kind of monster are you?" It's brutal. I've been telling people that shit for years. It's nice that people are beginning to listen. I heard the Ireland are playing some soccer match against Israel, and the Irish are famously pro-Palestine, and there's uproar. So now they moved the match to some other country, and Irish fans aren't allowed to go because they just know there'll be a big scrap. The Irish will just fucking go ape shit on them. We know too much about that kind of thing. We're experts. We know what it feels like to have our land annexed by brutal force, by by people who think they're better than us or superior somehow. Go fuck yourself. You sit in the toilet the same once a day at least, same way as the rest of us do. Think you're special. Time for another smoke. Reminds me of the Birds, the Hitchcock movie. Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it? Attack of the Birds. No, but a lot of people, there's loads of tourists, obviously the place is packed for tourists. A lot of people just don't know of the perils of these beasts flying through the sky, you know? Bloody awful. They gotta have that match in Belfast. Seven Rivers. Yeah, Kneecap will be there. The rap band. A lot of Zios though are up there in Belfast. Have to watch that shit. I think I'm out. Shit. Fuck. This didn't last long. Gotta fill her up. I was smoking until late last night while I was editing, in fairness. Forgot to give it a refill. Let's see if the lads have one. Ah, in Cendino. Cendino. Grazie. Oh, grazie mille. No, lo faccio io perché è lungo, questo è lungo.
Questo qua costa tanto?
No, 10 euro.
10 euro, quanto
5.
5, 10, allora con 2 euro costa.
Sì. Non male.
Anche tanto grande.
Sì.
Questo comunque è naturale.
Sì.
Sì, con la foglia, roba là.
Infatti. The match is in Hungary. Okay, Josh, thank you. Yeah, they had to move it. A lot of people against it, you know, because it's legitimizing the occupation, you know. That's a problem that continues. But the world is waking up. Finally. Even the right wing in America are waking up to that. Which is astonishing. Of course, their grievances are a little different. They're more like, I don't want my tax dollars going to, this, you always hear that one. I don't want my tax dollars being paying for that. It's like, you don't, Jesus. All right. Whatever excuse you need. Don't care about the kids. Is it that hard just for all people to be treated equally? That's a beautiful dress she has on. I'll show you that. That's gonna be a good photo. Nice spin. Sì, tutto bene. Possiamo vedere l'orologio? È troppo bello.
Sì, ho comprato qua. Anche tu è bellissimo.
Ah, ti piace?
Sì.
È stupendo quello,
Sì. Anche tu è bellissimo quello.
Ti piace? Ho preso qui all'Audemars Piguet prima che
Potevi farlo.
perché
Sì,
hanno
perché
chiuso
adesso
2 anni fa.
Ho
Sì.
detto Milano.
Ah.
Se Milano c'è vai.
Vado sempre.
Ah,
Ho
sì?
sempre
Anche
l'amica
tu ti
Olena,
piace?
a Milano, AP House.
Sì.
Fantastico.
Io pochi giorni fa ho preso Vicenza, Pater Philippe, bellissimo.
Ah sì? Quale?
Sì, è questo qua.
She just got a Patek Philippe in Vicenza.
Sì, Vicenza, Sicevaglia, allora ho prenotato 2.
Ah sì?
Questo qua, sì. Allora, preso pochi giorni fa. però su foto non colorata, ma però è questo qua.
E questo l'hai preso?
Sì.
È stupendo.
Sì,
Ma non ce
bellissimo.
l'hai già col bianco? Ti ho visto col
Io c'ho
bianco.
uno bianco, questo è con berante ovale, cioè come baguette. È molto bello. E questo qua, perché foto c'è un po' sforato. Questo qua. E questo qua.
È stupendo.
È bello, sì. Anche a me piace
È
tantissimo
stupendo.
l'orologio.
Lo so che
È
sei
bra-
appassionata, come me, come me.
È bellissimo, il colore è fantastico.
Io ho fatto verde oggi, vedi?
È militare,
È militare, un po'
bello,
khaki
bello,
green.
bello. Io
Sì.
c'ho uno nero con sempre berante
Sì.
e poi c'è...
L'ho visto un paio di anni fa,
Sì.
da Frollo. Sei
sì?
venuta da Frollo.
Sì,
Io
sì.
ce l'avevo nero, quello con la gomma.
Ecco gomma, la caucciù gomma.
Sì, sì.
Poi c'è uno con tiberante, tanti anni fa ho comprato, è bellissimo.
Ah.
Cioè, con cose non con caucciù, con una cosa pelle, allora la semolina estate, quindi
Bello.
ci metto poco.
Stupendo.
Comunque è bello, sì. È bellissimo questo, mai visto.
Mai visto?
No, molto bello, il colore mi piace.
Ne ho un, due, tre
Sì,
in
di
tutto.
rapidez così.
Sì.
No, veramente bella, sì. Sì.
A me sta bene perché ho il polso grande.
No, c'è sportivo.
Sì,
bello.
sportivo,
Comunque
sì.
sembra orologio,
Sì.
rapidez, paté, o Rolex, un po'
Rolex.
particolare, comunque sembra bello.
È stupendo che ti hanno dato questo, perché è veramente uno di quelli rari e difficili da avere.
Sì,
questo.
ogni tanto arrivano uno così. Sì, ok, a me piace. Sì. Ti lascio tranquilla.
Ciao, ciao. Un bacio. Did you see the Patek she just got? Fucking hell. The Aquanaut in full diamonds. What's that on the market? 700,000? Yeah, that's Patricia. She owns this place. Nice Daytona color. Yeah, she was given it here. She was allocated it by the AD. She's probably the first person they call. Piazza Royalty, yes, she is. She's one of the top. Or she's definitely the top female restaurateur in Venice. She has multiple cafes, restaurants, including this one on the piazza. Pretty good, not too shabby. Right, is she going to sit with... No, if I wasn't live, she would have sat down. A little shy for that stuff. I'm surprised, actually, she showed the watch. Because she doesn't like to draw too much attention. She was enjoying just talking about the Patek she got. She already has one of those. I've seen it with the white... Like the pink rubies and the diamonds and on the white strap. That thing is... The cheapest I could find it on Chrono was like 600 or 700. And that thing, my God. Later I'll have to go back in this video and rewind and see it and find it on... Of course, she's not paying market. She's getting Patek calling her, you know. There you go, guys. Work hard, make your money. You'll get the calls. But she loved my offshore. She has an offshore. We were just saying, because the first time I met Patricia was actually over in Frollo's store, and I was wearing the offshore with the rubber bezel, the black one, and she had the exact same watch but in smaller with diamonds, diamond bezel. Mr. JKO must be 2K, 200K plus from Patek. Yeah, probably 2 to 250 from Patek, and you can triple it for grey market. Nobody gets offered those pieces unless you're fat, you know. She's a queen. Absolute queen. I got my cookie, but I'm absolutely zero desire for a cookie right now. I just want to be freeze-dried and mailed home. There's some talent. With father or older boyfriend? Father, maybe? Pretty stunning. Pretty stunning. Yeah, that's her daughter with parents, I think. Wow, beautiful woman. See, the view is always good in Venice, guys. Always good. How hot is it? I think it's about, in Celsius, about 33. Not that bad for people who know heat, but the problem here is the humidity. We have humidity. It's like 40 degrees in Florence is easier than 35 here. Because things just get pretty sticky in Venice. Except for the past few nights where it was a lot of breeze and it freshened up. We're just back into the heat wave again. Tomorrow, of course, we have the eclipse and we have the parade of planets and the meteor shower. We have 3 significant night sky events. Well, not the eclipse, but the other 2 are night sky events. Rock, I've been here 6 years. Came here in 2020 during COVID. Flew by, honestly. Doesn't feel like 6 years. The Toscanas come super firm with the box, yeah. Sometimes they're wrapped too tight and you get it done and you can't get a puff off it. It's too tight. You just throw it away. They're cheap, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, slight breeze coming in now. Ooh. I'll take it. Take anything. They call me Risty. But she didn't have to put down my family pet yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Pretty heartbroken. Came over to your channel. Hope you can give me some joy. Talk some watches. I'm so sorry, man. The family pet was a cat or dog or... I'm sorry about that. That's awful sad, isn't it? You have to say goodbye. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's rough. Well, if you just came, you should rewind a few minutes because Patricia came over to say hello and she was loving my AP and she had a Tiffany Daytona, gold Daytona on, and she just bought a new Patek. She was very excited to show me photos of it. An aquanaut full of diamonds. A lady's aquanaut. God. Outrageous level. Just being assigned any aquanaut at all is like a big deal. No, I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's rough. What happened? Was the animal just too old, or was it sick or something? I don't know what to say, man. I'm lost for words. That's very unfortunate. We never had to do that with our animals. We had so many dozens of cats and dogs growing up in our house back in Dublin, and they either disappeared or passed away naturally. Our cats would often, you'd know a cat when they're ready. They find a secluded spot under a bush or a tree, or it's like they're embarrassed or something. They want to find a hidden away spot to have that kind of private moment. There's a very strong line in a Woody Allen film called Interiors, where she's talking about she's kind of thinking about death, and so it's a very dark movie actually. Geraldine Page is in it. But yeah, one of the characters is talking about that, and she said the intimacy of it embarrasses me. Very poignant line. I always find cats find a little dark corner or something where they just curl up, and but I remember whenever our cats or dogs would pass away, the whole family would be kind of, and we're like a tough Irish family where, like, you know, we treat our pets like animals, not like children, you know. But it would always throw a kind of a dark shadow over the family for a few days. It's like all of a sudden that presence has disappeared, you know. Very sad. It started with kidney disease. Okay. My cat, Max, 20 years old. Well, a fine old age, in fairness, for a cat. In fairness. Started with kidney disease, and we couldn't do anything to reverse it. His body just started shutting down. We had to euthanize him. Yeah, I mean, listen, You did the smart thing. You did the wise thing. Why let the poor creature suffer like that? Still though. Well, I hope you're handling it okay. Yeah, it's just sad to say goodbye. I have to bring it's that sad drive over to the vets, you know. That last hug, that last pet, and all that. Yeah, it's terrible. Or again, I'm probably not helping here at all. What watch are you wearing? I don't know. You want to talk watches? Get your mind off it. The crowd are chiming in. Thanks, fellas. If you like cats, you're probably aware of Dirk's channel, The Eye Bashers. He talks about cats a lot. He's a big animal lover. When his cat passed away there, what was it, 2 years ago? He was inconsolable. He was devastated. But 20 years old is a fine old age. It's like hearing, a person in their 90s or something. It's a fine old age. Probably lived a good life. No one lives forever, so it's just part of the cycle. Hopefully, there were plenty of good, happy moments during those years. I don't have any animals here. I haven't had an animal since, when I lived with my parents in Dublin. I just can't bring myself to do it unless there's a lot of living space or a garden, outdoors, especially with dogs, they need it outdoors. Patrick is more of a dog person, however, my condolences. Yeah, it becomes part of the family, right? Some people, is all they can think about is their dogs or their cats. It occupies everything in their life. We grew up in that kind of classic Irish situation where the dogs and cats are, you put them out at night, or like that. They were given lots of love and all that, but it was also pretty clear that they were especially a cat is basically a wild animal. A lot less domesticated than a dog is. So our cats would just, sleep in front of the fire while we're watching TV, and then we put it out at night and we'd go off and do its mad things all night. Getting fights with other cats, territorial cats. And, yeah. And first thing in the morning, they're back at the door. Where's my breakfast? Our dogs used to just go off and do whatever they want. I used to be going to school on the bus and I'd see our dogs just hanging out with other dogs miles from the house. I'm like, oh, there's Lady. One of our dogs was Lady. Is that Lady? Oh, look at her. What's she doing hanging out with all that riffraff? It's a different experience. The first time I ever saw a truly domesticated dog that was always on a leash and always in the house and never trusted to be on the street because they might run in front of a car was when I came here. I came to Italy. It wasn't Venice, it was a town inland called Vicenza where Patricia just got her Patek. I know where she got it as well. I should have mentioned that. Because my Rolex AD is also the Patek AD there. It's on Corso Palladio. I should have mentioned that actually. I should have asked her who gave it to her. If all the same guys are still there. Planning on going to Venice in October, says Miguel. October's not too bad, but it's beginning to turn. September is a better month. But October is still not too bad. It hasn't gotten cold yet in October. Late October, November is when things begin to start getting cold again, and not many places you can sit out. I mean, you can sit out anywhere if you're wrapped up well enough, but it's different in the nice weather. Yeah, Brad, you're right. We're here for a good time, not a long time, so have a good time. Anyway. Oh, a little breeze moving in. Oh, so good. Hope it gets breezy tonight, although I doubt it. Oh, they're all getting Bellinis. Look, big gang of them. All have Bellinis. Nice. There's Careless Whisper again. You need to cut down on the drinking, says Rob. You reckon? Why would you say that, Rob? I don't drink in the morning. I don't drink in the afternoon. I drink in the evening. And I suppose to some I would be... I mean, if you don't drink at all, then any drinker is a hard drinker, Non-drinkers always look at anyone who enjoys a spritz or a glass of wine at dinner as some sort of crazy alcoholic or whatever. So it depends on your perspective. There are some people who just hit the bottle in the morning and they're just drunk all fucking day long. That's not me. I can't even think about drinking earlier in the day. It's just the evening, and here there's a culture of spritz. After about 6 in the evening, there's a culture of having a spritz with friends. It's called aperitivo. Your aperitif to get you kind of going, get the juices flowing for the evening. They have more respect for booze here because, like, coming from Ireland where people stuck down 16 pints and a bunch of shots of whiskey and so on. There's a lot of heavy drinkers in Ireland. But booze isn't... It's more leisurely here, leisurely. It just depends on how you see it. You know, some people who don't touch the stuff think anyone with a glass of wine in their hand is a degenerate of some sort. Mind you, I saw an amazing thing last night. Brad Pitt came out and said he's back off the wagon. He's back on the booze again. I was like, hey, the boy. Ah, the boy. Just 7 years sober. He apparently was very partial to a drink for years. Can you imagine being Brad Pitt? Like through all those years of like when he made Fight Club, amazing shape that he's in. He was a big boozer. Amazing. That'll tell you, man. It's just genetics. Garrett's having a Partagas D4 in Lisbon. Oh, God bless you, man. Nice one, bro. You going out in the boat? Got to get over to Lisbon to see you again. There were special memories there. Love that town. My favorite whiskey, WEB, is, well, there's Irish whiskey, there's Scotch, there's Japanese, there's bourbon. I have a weak spot for Irish and Scotch. I like a good Talisker from Scotland. I like a Lagavulin, or whatever. I like the smoky stuff from Scotland. I'll never say no to Johnny Walker Blue. I know it's a blend and all, but still decent. Irish, I love Crested 10. I like a Redbreast, probably is one of the best ones they make in Ireland. Mostly blends in Ireland, but we have a very old whiskey culture, the oldest whiskey culture in the world. We predate the Scots. If I'm in a regular bar, they don't have like an exceptional selection. They just have the standard stuff. I don't mind a Jameson, but I'll take a Bushmills over a Jameson. I prefer Bushmills over Jameson. And then, of course, Middleton is a lovely one. Never say no to a Middleton. But I do think that Redbreast is one of the superior whiskies. Especially affordable, relatively affordable. You can get a bottle of Redbreast for 70, 80 quid. And it's kind of same standard as a $300 whiskey, I think. I've had the 12 is fantastic. I've had the 15, the 21, the 25, and the 27. I've had them all. A 12 is fine. 12 years old is perfectly good for a nice sipper. Whiskies can tend to get a little complex when they get over 18 years old. My favorite Talisker is only 10 years old. Talisker 10. Brad likes Black Bush from Bushmills. Yeah, I love that one. Johnny Walker Double Black, yes. Yes, if you can't get your hands on a Johnny Walker Blue, the Double Black, I think, is the next best one. Doesn't get enough love. People think it's just Johnny Walker Black with a little extra oomph. But actually, I think it's far superior to Johnny Walker Black. Used to drink a lot of Johnny Walker Double Black. Haven't had one in ages. Crypto 7's in the room. Hey, man. Crypto's up. I'll be able to afford to eat soon. Wow, you really is it that tough? John Anderson, whatever happened to that gentleman you had drinks with last year at the Chip? Oh, yes. He hasn't been in town in a while. He's from Greece, yes, but he was working in Northern Ireland. Yes, he was a psychologist. Lovely guy. I saw him the next day for lunch. I went back to the Cipriani for lunch. And then he was leaving. He just comes into town for a few days and he treats himself nicely. He stays at nice hotels. He had the full gold root beer. I heard from him months ago. I think he was going to come over, but then I think his plans changed because of work or something. But I'm sure I'll see him again soon. Sure, he'll be back in town. Crypto 7, best Irish streamer. Smash the likes. Yeah, what have we got? Oh, not too bad. 190 in the room and 105 likes. That's not bad. Just only 85 haters. I have about 75 to 85 absolute haters out there who can't look away. They're my biggest fans. They watch every word I say. And if you watch any of the hate streams, you'll always notice the number in the room is usually around 80. So it's all the same fuckers just going over to talk shit about the scruffy Irishman in Venice. Somebody was asking me yesterday, are all these hater guys who fucking spew shit about you, are they all gay? Like just frustrated? If you want to move table, it's okay. Maybe there. Yeah, that's probably better. Well, don't look at me like you're angry. I'm allowed smoke. I'm in Italy, outside. I swear I killed your dog or something. Jesus fucking Christ. He was nice, she wasn't. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, she was asking, like, are these guys gay? Because they seem obsessed with you. I was like, I don't know, maybe they are. In which case, pity is the only thing you can think of, right? Because it's like, just be honest with yourself, man. There's a point at which it begins to seem like pure obsession, doesn't it? When a grown man is thinking about another grown man that much all day long, you have to wonder. Repressed homosexuality is a thing. A lot of people sit in throughout their life in denial. Jeez, your one got up like the fucking look on her face. Her fella was like smiley and she's just like whatever. But she was like I committed a crime or something. You're in a country full of smokers, darling. Just give an out to the waiter now as well. I'm straight and I'm here for the watch talk, says Blizzard. It was just a topic that came up because it was like, how are some of these guys so bloody... Like, you think about a person that long every day, it must really get under your skin, right? Seems a bit concerning. Nothing wrong with it. I've plenty of gay friends. My best friend in the world, Dirk, is gay. Never bothered me. But he's also gay in the traditional sense. He's a happy person. And he doesn't spend his days obsessing over the drunk Irishman in Venice. Because he's got his own husband that he can think about. I suppose that's good advice for some of these haters. Just find yourself a nice boyfriend and obsess over him instead. And every move he makes and every word he says. Collectibles should make some more investigations. Yeah, I like collectibles. I like that guy. He's a lawyer out in California. I'm blowing my smoke kind of away from that couple because, not because I give a shit about what she thinks, I feel bad for her fella. It's going to ruin their time and he'll get the earful instead of her plucking up the courage and giving me an earful, which I'll hand right back to her without any problem. Mi porti un altro spritz select, grazie. You know, he'll wind up getting the earful. It's like when you're in a car with an angry driver, you know, screaming at everyone. And you're in the car with them, and you're like, they can't hear you. I can hear you. Yelling at all the other drivers. Even if you're right, I have to sit here and listen to you get really angry at everyone. Brad Crozier, sounds like the haters have a man crush. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They have a man crush. A friend of mine was saying some time ago, these guys will spend their days like dissecting every word you say and looking at every minute of your lives or whatever. But if they actually met you on the street, they probably just jizz their pants. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. It's very easy to spew hate from the safety of your own home or whatever. A little harder when you meet the person in person. Anyway. Scott, was she American? No, I don't think she's American, actually. I don't think so. Yeah, usually, quite often the Americans can have a problem with the smoke. Hey, Alitalia was one of the last airlines to ban smoking. Do you remember? Remember they banned smoking on flights like 20 years ago? Grazie, caro. Gentilissimo. And the last two airlines to hold out as long as they could was Alitalia and Turkish Airlines. Turkish Airlines was so bad that the pilots would get up to cruising altitude, stick it in autopilot, and then come back and have a smoke with the rest of the people. Mr. EPF, is it? Veritas. What are my thoughts on the old, you would say, Ingenieur Black Series ceramic? I'm not a huge fan of the Ingenieur. Like, I think it's a great watch, and it's Gerald Genta and everything. It's kind of a classic, but for me, the Ingenieur never did anything. That's just my taste. That's just my opinion. That's not a. I have no reason to dislike the watch. It's just, some people like fish and some people like meat or whatever, It was never it never got me that excited. When they re-released the Ingenieur there a couple of years ago at Watches and Wonders in Geneva, I was there during that, and I was the only person I know who didn't line up to see it. I was like, meh. But that's just me. That doesn't mean anything. That's just my own personal taste. It doesn't mean anything. If you like that watch, go for it. By all means. Crypto 7, they also want to be a big channel. They'd love to be paid to do videos. Yeah, it seems to drive some of them nuts when bigger channels get paid to do a video on a watch. That can only be envy, right? But if they got in and did the work, if they spent all their time that they spend obsessing over me and used that time instead to make really good, engaging content and learn how to use a camera well and create beautiful videos, they might get the subs coming in and get the offers coming in. It's like thieves and criminals. Some of them are so genius, you think, geez, if you put the same effort you do into your illegal activities into something productive, use that same brain power, you'd probably be a big success. You have talent, Well, let's be real for a minute. Most of these guys haven't the faintest clue how to use a camera properly or light a watch properly, so they probably look at the bigger channels and just would sitting there in complete awe going, how the fuck did he do that, Oh, fuck it, it's easier just to get on, do a live stream and go, look at him, such a drunk. What a loser sitting in the piazza in Venice with a AP on. Nothing you can do. What's that old phrase? It's easier to smile than it is to frown. You use more muscles in your face to frown than to smile. I don't know. So some of these guys think they're on a mission, They think they're out there doing God's work, I'm out to expose him. All right. How about I expose myself? I'll do the work for you. How about that? That way you can actually go make a real video. I'll take care of it. Oh, she's a drunk. Okay, I'll expose. Look, here's the booze. I've been drunk on the channel many, many times. You're not reinventing the wheel, my friend. You're not curing cancer here. It's not a major discovery. Oh, well, she drinks too much. Wow, you must be a genius to have figured that one out. Oh, whatever. So what else? You can't please everyone. You gotta please yourself. You're right, Binge. Any quotes from the movie Dog Day Afternoon? Attica, Attica, Attica. Tudorman. I think people like to watch car crash TV, hence. Yeah. I bet they know how a tape measure works. Still laughing. Yeah. So the verdict is 7.75 inches. Or on a hot day. I actually went and measured this one because I'm right-handed. It's thicker, obviously. Most of my watches don't close on this wrist. And that one was 8, so fair enough. Much of a muchness, though, isn't it? I mean, on a hot day, then it's pushing, getting up toward 8. It's not like we discovered my wrist is 6.5 inches, and I was saying it was 8. It's kind of almost there, but you know, you go ahead and suck on that one if you want. I think I was fatter the last time I measured it. Of course, I measured it years ago with this at the beginning of the channel because I felt like I should know. I'd never measured my wrist before, and it was 7.75, so that's what I used to say for years. Then I went in and measured it again like 6 months ago, but I think I was a little heavier. Probably was. It's time for a 36 mil. Wait, who are we talking about? Golden Party, Rick Nielsen. If these guys hate you and your content so much, why do they continue to watch? I know, man. You'll see comments from some of these guys from like 2 hours into a stream. Like 2 hours in, and they'll make a comment, and you'll be like, so you sat here for 2 hours watching a person that you don't like? What are you, some sort of masochist? But you know what? Some of them make money and they get clicks, you know. You talk about a bigger channel and it attracts a little crowd, so. And if they can't make real content, they can't do anything productive, maybe that's their only option. And they have a lot of fun doing it as well. It's good to punch upward, right? It's always fun to punch upward. So just let them do it. Who cares? It don't matter. Plus, they edit your content, so they watch you 3 or 4 times to do that. Yeah, you have to actually sit there. Yeah, if you're editing it, you have to go and find the clip and then watch it, and then go, okay, that's the clip, and then rewind, and then grab that clip, and then put it in an editor. Like, you have to spend time. Jesus, it must be torture. This dude that you cannot stand. You sit there staring at his stupid face for hours. Smart. Whatever. Hey, listen. I used to say it about like actual celebrities, like people who are actually out there complaining about photographers at the airport when they arrive with their family. I'm like, you know what? The sad day is when there's no photographers coming to see you or take your photo outside a restaurant. Because that means you're not famous anymore and nobody knows you. So it's part of the deal. So I suppose I should use the same logic on myself. The actual sad day would be the day that nobody bothers calling me a scruffy drunk anymore. Right? It's funny though, every now and then, like when I put out the Turin video, it'll probably be a good video, I'm hoping anyway, fingers crossed. But when I do put out like a cool vid with good, photography and editing and all that, I actually do get messages from haters going, you know what, I fucking hate you, but that was a really good video. It's like they have a moment like, shit, I really enjoyed that, and now I feel sick to my stomach. But some of them are men enough to actually go, I don't watch you much, but that was a really good video, and credit when credit's due, fine. It's just part of it. It was a super chat, I better grab it. Irving Hard's in the room. Good to see you, man. Will Wristgate be more controversial than your Sharp Speedy controversy? Listen, guys, have at it. It's fine. It would have been more juicy, I think, if I was a 7-inch wrist thinking I had an 8-inch wrist. But kind of much of a muchness, I think, at that point. I'm sitting there not moving for hours with a fan on me, cooling off. That means when I'm up walking around and I have to, use the glide lock, maybe that's what I should do. Measure when I'm out all hot and sweaty. Also, when you use the tape measure, especially like the fabric one like that, it's perfectly gripped to your wrist, which is not the way you wear the watch anyway. So anyway, doesn't matter. It's all fun. I'll give you guys something to talk about. A little mini victory for all the trolls. It's like throwing breadcrumbs at the pigeons. Go on. There you go. There's a free one on me. John Smith, hey, I suppose that makes George Michael scruffy and drunk too. Well, no, George Michael, God bless him, he was, although in his later years he did thicken out a lot. But he was always so perfectly, like his 5 o'clock shadow was always perfectly shaven, and I'm like he's like my well-presented brother or cousin or something. Greetings from Finland. Love that offshore. Isn't it good? If you rewind a little bit, I don't know, like 45 minutes or something, maybe a bit more. Patricia comes over, the owner of the bar, She's a big watch fanatic, and she had an incredible Daytona on, and she was showing me her new Patek that she just picked up, and she was admiring the green offshore. I'm blowing the smoke away. I don't want to ruin that guy's time. He's having a good time. She's going to start barking in his ear. She gets a whiff of my cigar again. Poor guy. He needs his drink. Do I think the Calatrava is overhyped? No, it's underhyped. Calatrava is one of my favorite Pateks. It's one of the Pateks I would consider getting. Spritz time, GG. Oh, I better go work. I'll finish this one. I better go work. Get some work done. As long as James doesn't show up, I'm safe. Would you guys watch James if he started a channel? Would you guys sub? I hope so. He has a lot more knowledge than I do, especially about history and stuff. And even Venice. Super expert. Are you headed to London soon to visit the date? No. I'm not so hot on London, honestly. I think it's a great town, and one of my favorite things about London is how diverse it is, how much, the Indian population and the Turkish, and it's all that great food you can get. Some of the best food in the world in London. I love the diverse culture of London. But I'm not really pushed. She can come back here. Prettier here anyway. And the drinks are cheaper. Not that she drinks, she doesn't drink. At all. Mr. Rory, hi Oisin. I think all the YouTube videos are copyrighted from the moment they are posted. Well, the ones with music in the background might be, and certainly ones that I put music into, because I often use famous classical music or famous recordings or whatever. And it just means YouTube kind of take it over and say, look, you can't monetize this. Any proceeds from the video will go to the artist or the record company that represents them. And then they also get to riddle your video with commercials, which I would rather not. When I can control it, I usually put one at the very start before, it's called pre-roll, and then one at the very end after it's finished. I don't like to put lots of commercials into the video. If you ever see that on my videos, it's because it's out of my control. They see a copyrighted thing and they go, okay, it's up to us now, and they milk it as hard as they can because they're YouTube. So it drives me nuts. I recommend you pay for YouTube Plus or whatever it's called. It's pretty cheap, and you won't see any commercials. It's worth it. Premium, that's it. Thank you. Thanks, Crypto. Will I ever get another Pepsi, Michael? Every now and then I see a Pepsi and I'm like, I don't know. Unlikely. Haven't they shot up in price as well now? I don't know. It's a good question. Worth every penny, John Smith, for YouTube Premium. I certainly like it. Also, when you have the premium, you can watch stuff on your phone without, it reduces into a little window, and you can continue to use your phone for other things while the video's playing and things like that. It just gives you an extra few features, which I find to be very convenient. I better hide this drink, right? Otherwise, people will think I'm a drinker. Oh my God, God forbid. Then I'll get exposed. Discovery of the century. Okay, what are we doing here? You can always buy Timmy's Pepsi. Timmy's not going to sell his Pepsi. Rushing is the Pierce Brosnan of the watch world. The troll is Linda Blair for The Exorcist. That's good. I like it. Benny likes day drinking. It's so decadent. Love it. He likes day drinking. I'm not a big fan of day drinking. Even when there's a party or a wedding or something, and people are pouring Prosecco at noon, I'm like, ugh, no thanks. Give me a cappuccino, please. I don't know what it is. I'm not a big fan. I also hate it when you're like, if you have a boozy lunch with friends, and then you get a little bit of a headache in later afternoon, and you feel like lying down, you start yawning, and you're like, ugh. But some people love day drinking. They do it. It's not my thing. It's an evening thing for me. After 6 p.m., says DG. Half past the monkey's ass, exactly. Yeah, after 6 or 7. It's certainly shitty, like if you cook a steak, not to have a glass of red wine with that. That feels like a crime to me. A good steak without a nice red wine, it's like a day without sunshine, I think. Oh, whatever. I don't really make such a big deal out of it. It's not very, as my girl says, who's hasn't touched drink in 13 years, she's like, it depends on how much it affects your life. If it ruins your life, if it's destroying your life and destroying your friendships, and then maybe you have to think about that. But if it's not affecting your... If you're basically the same person... Like some people, they touch drink, they turn into monsters, It's those people too. The second they get a glass of wine in them, they start insulting people around them or throwing things all over the place. Or, they turn into this Jekyll and Hyde thing. I'm just more me, It's just it's the same guy, just a bit more relaxed. Not that bad. I mean, I've been stocious and I've been belligerent drunk years and years ago. I was a much heavier drinker years ago. And some of those days come along where you do have a couple too many. That happens. It's not very often though for me. Made me hungry for a big, fat, juicy steak rare, DG. Yeah, a nice steak, man. What's better than a nice steak? It's a beautiful thing. Rare, always rare. We went for steak the other night, myself and James and Matilda. It's fantastic. Went to Dolforney, best steak in the city, I think. Best restaurant in the city. Any good cigar shop recommendations in Venice? Who's that? I can't read your name. I'm sorry, man. There aren't many. You think Venice would have a beautiful cigar shop right here on the piazza, right? I said no. This House of Cigar, Smoking Moses, over in Canareggio. It looks like nothing outside. It just looks like a little tobacco store. But they have a lot of cigars in there, and Moses, Aldo is his real name, is a super expert. He's in there. Although it's much more likely if you go there, he won't be there because he's always traveling the world and going on cigar, trips with the Fuentes and all of these people. Meeting all sorts of big wigs in the cigar world. Past few times I've been in there, he wasn't there at all. But his wife is there. She knows her shit. Scott, Oisin is half George Michael and half Shrek. I'll take that. That's fine. That's the one I get all the time, is George Michael. And I also get the guy from The Boys. I've never watched that show, The Boys, but one of the dudes, he wears a big leather jacket or whatever, and he has a kind of similar. His hair is like this, I don't know. A lot of people think, oh, he looks like the guy from The Boys. So I gotta watch that show. Everyone looks like someone. You should watch it. Okay, Greg. Famous Venetian dish, clam. Nero di Seppia. The black spaghetti. It's a plate of spaghetti. It's completely black. It's squid ink. And then there's the piovra, which is the squid tentacle. I know it's very kind of seafood oriented. The only famous meat dish from Venice is fegato, which is liver. It's good, really good. Can't have it in this weather, but it's more of a winter thing. What else? Yeah, I mean, everything seafood. The spaghetti with the scoglio. Spaghetti allo scoglio, which is like mixed shellfish. It's very seafood oriented. Bacala, which is cod. Yeah, it's not famous for pizza. You can find a half decent pizza here, but it's not, certainly not that like the pizza from Rome or from Naples or anything. It's not a city to come for pizza. It's not their thing. Every Italian town has different famous dishes. Like I was just in Turin, and the famous dish is vitello tonnato, the veal sliced thinly with this kind of tuna paste. It's a strange dish, but it's actually really good. Great for the summer days because it's a cold dish. And risotto, all Milan and Turin, that direction, they get mad into risottos. Then you go to Bologna and it's tortellini and tagliatelle. Then Rome has cacio and pepe, right? And Naples has pizza. So everywhere has their thing. Does it stain your teeth, DG? The neri di sepia, your mouth goes black. It doesn't stain, but I mean, I suppose if you ate it every day, you might. No, but your mouth is kind of black. You have to keep wiping your mouth. It is a funny looking. I have a picture of my niece from 3 or 4 years ago when they were here, and we went to a famous place to have a really good neri di sepia, and she had it. She loved it, but I have a picture of her laughing because her all her lips and the black stuff. And you have to just keep wiping your mouth and stuff. Probably a good idea to brush your teeth when you get home. Anyway. Clam, cheers from Canada. Andy Dufresne, McDreamy. Oh yeah, that's the other guy. Wow, Dempsey. Is it? What's the name of that actor? Patrick Dempsey, is that his name? I can't remember. Or is that someone else? I can't remember. Yeah, everyone looks a bit like someone. I think he has a better face structure, to be honest. The other one is Russell Crowe. I don't think I look like Russell Crowe, but I suppose I see something in there. Russell Crowe. His little watch channel is so good. Hi, how you doing? Got a nice new watch here. The voice on that guy is amazing. I'd probably get way more tail if I spoke like that all the time. How you doing? My name's Ashin O'Malley. Anyhow, I better fucking go home, work. Cook some food and work at the same time. That's always fun. Patrick Dempsey, I think, yeah. Wrist check clam, yeah. AP, Royal Oak. It's the other way around because the camera is on. Show you the right way around. Royal Oak Offshore, not the regular Royal Oak. That was at home. Offshore. In green, khaki green. And that's why I'm in green shorts and everything. I don't often wear shorts, but the heat's pretty bad, so I'm wearing shorts today. Forgive me. Stunning watch, yeah, it is. It's got the rose gold hands and indices and the rose gold on the crown and on the... There's another crown over there which turns the inner bezel. Good solid watch. Got it from AP Boutique just before they closed. That's what Patricia was asking me. I was like, oh, I got it from the boutique here. She was like, oh, so like 2 years ago? I'm like, yeah, before they closed. And she was like, oh, they opened it in Milan. I'm like, yeah, I know. I go there all the time. She's a big watch enthusiast. Maybe I should do an episode with Patricia and look at her collection. That might be an idea. She might be open to doing that. I can talk about her and her life and her success and film her collection and ask her what her favorite pieces are. I shudder to think of what the collection looks like. Jesus. There's another guy here as well who his collection is pretty insane. But he would not like to be on camera. He's a very private guy. But he has offered to loan me some of his FP Journes. He has the Resonance. I gotta go over. He doesn't live too far from me either, so I gotta go over and pick up a couple of watches from him, film them, do some FP Journe episodes. Finally. Promote her bars and restaurants, DG. Like she needs that. You think she needs that? She does great. Yeah, that's why she just bought a $700,000 watch. Not that she paid that for it, but you know, that's what it's worth. Yeah, she's doing just fine. She's one of the great success stories of Venice. And she's in this video. Just rewind. She's a famous woman here. Everybody knows Patricia. Patrizia. She's kind of a legend. Wow, it's 5 to 9 and it's getting kind of darkish. You see the review on the Daytona Tiffany. Know anyone who can loan you one? I know. I'd love to film hers. Like that's what I'm saying. I could do a little like Waco does, you know, Waco from Revolution Watch. He sits down with people at a table and sets up the camera and the microphones, and then they go through all the famous favorite pieces. I could do one of those. I don't know. She might say, no, I'd rather be private. You know, and these people get to a certain money level, they don't seek attention. They'd rather not have it. Some people are so rich they can actually pay. They can actually pay to have traces of themselves removed off the internet. You know, some billionaire guys who just, they don't want their residence or their history or anything to be public. They'd rather just remain anonymous characters, you know. That's what the big money people do. I mean, you get to know them, they have you checked out as well. I was checked out by a guy here, I'm pretty sure, before I was allowed into his circle. Probably has a group of private investigators, you know. Because some people are just so fucking ridiculously wealthy, they just, you know, they have to be careful who they get to know and so on. Who they're going to lunch with. And he probably discovered I'm a horrible, scruffy, drunk Irishman. Thanks to all the incredible investigatory skills of the haters. Doing God's work. So I get a chuckle out of these guys. Is Patricia single, Brad? I wish. I think last time I met a guy with her, he was a big prosecutor. Big shot prosecutor here. And she probably like dates people like that, like people in power. You know? Judges and lawyers and hotel owners and stuff. She's probably out of my league by a mile. But she's always very sweet with me, as you saw. And she gives me the best table. When the concert was on, Andrea Bocelli was on, it was completely sold out everywhere here. I went by, she was sitting here on one of the tables I was walking by, and I said, hey, listen, the concert is on tomorrow. And she's like, yeah, we're completely booked out. And I was like, ah. And she goes, yeah, but for you, there's always a table. I'm like, oh, you're the best. She gave us the very front table. I was here with two friends from Scotland. We got the very front table. I was like, okay. All right. Okay. Take it. I won't say anything. Anyway, it's always a good idea not to shit where you eat, right? Right. And I do kind of eat or at least drink here, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea. If it ended badly, I wouldn't be able to come to my favorite little bar anymore. Right? What's your go-to order at McDonald's? I rarely go to McDonald's, but it can happen every now and then. I never get a Big Mac. I always get like just a regular cheeseburger thing. Tasty. It can happen from time to time when you're desperate and hungry and that's all that's around. Or you want to grab something really quick to nibble on. But no, it's not something that happens often. Right. As if the really, really rich can't afford to be unknown. Think about it. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, rich. Well, they're famous. They're the famous rich, you know. Famous billionaires, but the truth is most of the world's billionaires, there's a good looking couple. What's he wearing? Oh, why did the fuck stop? Are they gone now? Shit. Lost them. Shit. My phone just freak out right now. I'm very well dressed. Yeah, most of the world's billionaires, you'll never know who they are because they don't want the attention. The Elon Musks and the Bezoses, they can't avoid it. Cheers from Kuwait, Hamad. Cheers, man. The real Tim G met Elon Musk last month at a barbecue. Wow. Interesting guy. I love that he's completely unaware about his white supremacy. He doesn't even know. He's like, I don't know, I'm not being racist when I say that white people are superior or whatever. It's just like, yeah, you know, it's complete, you're total unbelievable racist fascist. Okay, got it. I know. He's funny. How can he be that aloof? He's the richest man in the history of the world now. Trillionaire, right? Amazing. It's funny that, all the world's problems could probably be solved by these extremely wealthy men. But unfortunately, they're the biggest assholes in the world. you know? If only the big money was in the hands of people who were nice, altruistic humans. But unfortunately, they just happen to also be complete dickwads, which is probably what got them to where they are. Oh well. Alright, that's enough. That's enough out of me. I better go. I think my camera's steaming up. I think the whole place is steaming up. Caro, mi fai il conto? Grazie. Contanti. I better get out of here. I better go work for a living. Stop sitting here just mouthing off. Otherwise, you guys are going to start thinking I'm some sort of scruffy drunk Irishman. God forbid. God forbid. Donald Trump is a billionaire that could help the poor. He is now, that's for sure. 35. Come stai, caro? Bene. Caldo, tanto caldo. Ciao, posto. Grazie. Ciao. He's the king here while she's not here. When she's not around, he runs the place. He's great. All right. Gotta go and be responsible with my evening. Bezos' first wife donated billions and didn't do shit. Had to tell where your money goes, bureaucracy. Scott. Well, she did. She stood by him through decades of hardship when he was working out of a tiny office. I mean, of course it comes down to him, but you think she just sat on a couch the whole time? No, I think she was her acumen was instrumental in his success. And yes, she inherited billions and helped the poor and charities. Yeah, because she has more fucking character than he has. He said he married that plastic bimbo. I think I like her more than I like him. But he's rich, so therefore we're supposed to be in awe, right? I'll never understand that. I'll never understand people who are impressed by wealth. I'm impressed by character. I'm impressed by generosity and altruism and things like that. Usually, it's not always the case, but usually the richest guy in the room is the biggest dickhead in the room. Usually. Anyway, gotta go, gotta run. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Great Life Podcast. Are you working with Zero West Watch Video Ushing? I am. I'm working on it. I was just talking to the boys yesterday. Good lads, good lads. And yes, I am back to work on that video. They've been extremely patient with me. God bless them. They're just lovely people. And a great brand. take a look at the Zero West washers. They're fantastic. Genius engineer behind them. You can't say that about many watch brands, especially micro brands, guys. Especially micro brands. All right, I better go.